You like my Biggie photo? Me too. You know what draws your eye when you look at that? The crown. You wanna know why? Because everybody wants to be the king.
Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. So we got new Luke Cage, let's break it down. Just talking more about the importance of hip-hop in the Marvel Universe. If you weren't a fan of hip-hop before Luke Cage, after you watch all the episodes, you definitely will be. This is actually from more of the footage that they showed off at Comic-Con. You like my Biggie poster? Everybody wants to be the king. So the poster itself just looks really badass, but it's actually really important to his character. He is like a self-styled Kingpin. Based on the way the character is described in this series, I wouldn't say he has his shit together quite as much as Kingpin. Kingpin's definitely the most powerful crime boss in the city, but Cottonmouth is kind of like the Kingpin of Harlem. He has all these legitimate businesses. He's related to Mariah Dillard, who's played by Alfre Woodard. She's like a community leader who seems like a really nice person, but she has deep ties to crime in the community, so she's actually one of the big bads of the series too. I think she's going to be a really amazing, terrifying villain in the vein of Jaren Hogarth. If you watched Jessica Jones, or if you didn't watch Jessica Jones, she's more of a good character that does very terrible things. Like if someone makes a joke about lawyers being terrible people, Jaren Hogarth is that stereotype. Just a really terrible, morally ambiguous attorney. So Mariah Dillard's character is kind of that same type of character. Someone with great power that uses it for their own personal gain, that hides behind this public persona. Like, we're trying to make this community better, but secretly they have all this crime stuff going on the side, like Kingpin. So while Kingpin is still going to be my favorite Marvel villain so far next to David Tennant's Purple Man, you'll have a lot of fun seeing how some of these other characters are very similar, but also very different. Very different types of villains with very different motivations. But Cottonmouth, as you know, has history with Luke Cage, so that'll go back into his origin story. We'll see that play out through the series. But the really cool thing that you don't necessarily get from this trailer is that this Biggie poster is hanging inside of Cottonmouth's nightclub. He owns a bunch of businesses, but all of the episodes feature this nightclub that's kind of a central location that forms part of the backbone of the structure of each of the episodes. So music is really important to this series. It's kind of like Marvel's The Get Down. If you haven't watched The Get Down, it's this Netflix series by Baz Luhrmann about the birth of hip-hop in New York City. So I talked about how each of the episode titles is based on a Gang Starr song. Well, within the show, they feature very specific music that's important for each episode, but it happens at Cottonmouth's nightclub. Like, they have singers come into the nightclub and perform. So hip-hop music is really important to telling the story of Luke Cage, the way they tell the story, in what it says about all the characters themselves. So just pay attention to the way they structure episodes around the performances at Cottonmouth's nightclub during episodes when these drop. Now remember, the episodes don't drop till September 30th on Friday, but you can actually get them all midnight on the 29th. So like if you don't have school or you don't care about going to work the next day, like you're gonna call in sick, you can actually start watching all the episodes at midnight. But my first video, like my episode 1 video, won't post till later in the day on Friday, so you don't have to worry about that. But while you guys think about that, I'll say congratulations to this week's Captain America giveaway winner. Justin Martinez, you win an Amazon gift card. It's basically for the value of the Civil War Blu-ray. So just be sure to private message me on the back end of my channel so I can get your contact details. So what's going to happen next is I'll be doing a Wolverine Mr. Sinister video. They just announced that Mr. Sinister, who is part of like the post-credits scene in X-Men Apocalypse, is going to officially appear in Wolverine 3. And remember, that movie's dropping in March, so we're going to get a trailer for that really soon. And they just confirmed the first villain for Punisher Season 1. They're still casting the series, they haven't started shooting it yet. They won't actually start shooting Punisher episodes till like early next year, so they'll be casting people for the rest of the year. So video for that should post at least by tomorrow. So Wolverine coming later tonight, then Punisher, Then there's a bunch more Marvel DC stuff coming, and they didn't drop it in time for my video the other day, but they released the official look of Ghost Rider when he's in Ghost Rider form on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So this is what he's gonna look like when he's walking around burning people's souls, which is pretty badass. I think it's pretty good considering the budget the TV has to work with. So new Wolverine coming later tonight. Get hype. While you guys wait for that to post, you can click here for the new Ghost Rider trailer, and you can click here for Iron Man 4 hype. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let's high five. I'll see you guys tonight.